Our full court press correspondent Lillian Donahue is there with the latest. There's been a lot of discussion leading up to the South Carolina primary that Mayor Pete, who you just mentioned, that while he met a white voting public in Iowa, New Hampshire, and there's a question how he will do in South Carolina with such a large African American population.
Well, the interesting thing, Greta, about South Carolina is that it truly not only is the first in the South, but it's that first state that we see that majority minority. There's 60% of the Democratic voting base is African American, and he hasn't necessarily been able to associate or connect with that base as much as other groups have. He's ranked right now pretty low in the polls. The most recent UMass poll ranked Sanders just 2% below Biden. So right now, and that's still within the margin of error, right now Biden and Sanders are kind of vying for that spot. Here, South Carolina will either be that springboard for candidates and their campaigns into the Super Tuesday state, since we're the last early state, or it could be that filter for campaigns like Buttigieg or the other campaigns if they don't really resonate with that base here. We'll see. We'll see with the Democratic primary as well as the debate coming up on Tuesday.
You mentioned Sanders and Biden being sort of neck and neck, which is sort of interesting to me because in 2016, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton clobbered Sanders in South Carolina. And then you've got Congressman Clyburn telling me that there might be some mischief in the South Carolina primary. Why is it that Sanders is doing so much better this time around, or at least apparently so?
Well, Sanders, his lead, not necessarily lead, but his encroachment upon that double-digit lead that Biden used to have is actually more of a reflection, I think, on Biden's campaign. Now, they haven't been in the state for a while just because of Iowa, New Hampshire, Nevada, but we are going to see them coming back this week. It kind of shows, though, that Biden's lead is starting to thin, and his connection with, again, that very, very important minority base could be thinning, and that's kind of led Sanders to come in underneath that. And both campaigns have had a lot of surrogates in town talking. They've done a lot of bus tours here as well. So just because they're not in the state, a lot of them their campaigns have still been here.
The Nevada debate was pretty wicked. Some would say there's almost blood on the floor when those Democrats debated each other recently. The debate in South Carolina on Tuesday night, are people talking about that and talking about Nevada and talking about how rough that one was? How rough they were towards each other?
Certainly. So if we were talking a few months ago, I would tell you not many people are super engaged yet, but I have seen this huge surge of engagement over the past few weeks. When they first announced that they were going to bring that debate here to Charleston, so many voters reached out to me, reached out to our station asking how they can get inside and how they can kind of learn more information about what's going on. But people are definitely paying more attention to Nevada. They're paying more attention to what happened with the caucus and the early primary in New Hampshire. So, coming up here, Bloomberg's going to be on the stage, but he's not even on the ballot. That's something that people are talking about as well. They can't even vote for him yet because he is looking more toward that Super Tuesday. But really, when it comes to South Carolina, we're so critical in this very strategic point. We are the first state, but we are right before that Super Tuesday. So whoever does really well on that stage and whoever does really well in this primary could really take that momentum with them into Super Tuesday.
Well, I'll be watching. Lillian, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.